the drummers can suspend their drumming and music. Your Excellency, Right Honorable Ahmed Idris Wase, the Deputy Speaker, House of Representatives, and all the governors here present, my dear wives, Hajia Barrister Amina Oiza Bello, Hajia Rashida Bello, and Hajia Hafizat Oiza Bello. Your Excellency, the Deputy Governor of Kogi State, and my Siamese twin, Chief Edward David Onoje, all the distinguished senators and House of Representatives here present, ministers and members of the Federal Executive Council here present, and your representatives, the former Minister of Aviation, Chief Femi Fani Kayode. Let me especially recognize the chairman of our campaign council and the national coordinator of Yahaya Bello Presidential Campaign Organization, distinguished Senator Jonathan Dwingina. Let me recognize the DG of our campaign, Mrs. Hafsat Abiola Castello, the daughter of our revered late leader, Chief Moshur Kashimau Olawale Abiola, all other campaign council members, the Speaker, Kogi State House of Assembly, and all the principal officers and members of Kogi State House of Assembly here present, all the chieftains, stalwarts from across the country of the All Progressives Congress, APC, the Secretary to the Government of Kogi State, Dr. Mrs. Ayawade Folashade Arika, my Chief of Staff, Pharmacist Muhammad Jamiu Azuku, all the honorable commissioners here present, all political and top government officials, all of our revered traditional rulers from Kogi and all other states here present, members of the diplomatic corps, captains of industries, and leaders of the organized private sector, opinion holders and leaders of thought, representatives of non-governmental organizations and civil societies here present, all the support groups, loyalists from across the country here present, all the youth groups, women from across the country, my Lord, spiritual and temporal, other esteemed invited guests, members of the Fourth Estate of the realm, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I start with appreciation to God Almighty, who has so far blessed me with life, health, good family, friends, and well-wishers. But for God, I wouldn't have no story worth telling at all, and no platform from which to tell. But by His grace, I am what I am today. I am grateful for the opportunities to serve my country, which I have been given so far, in spite of the difficulties we face today. The privilege of being in Nigeria is one I cherish so dearly. Dear friends and fellow patriots, I wish to declare my intention to run for President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria in 2023 general election. I will be doing so under the auspices of our great party, the All Progressive Congress APC. I will be running on the broad political philosophy of progressive activism through social action and political reforms. We are so blessed as a nation, and yet it does not always seem so. I am running to restore hope by providing firm guarantees of security, unity, and progress to all Nigerians. Our focus will be proper management of our great diversities, so that it can really be an advantage. We will foster more cooperation and integration among citizens and make sure that progress is made steadily across all sectors and indicators. Despite the dire challenges facing Nigeria today, no one can deny that President Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, has given our country the greatest investments in public works, government housing, and social services since this fourth republic began. In addition, this administration has invested heavily in our national security. The war against insecurity may be taking longer than earlier expected, but President Buhari
youngest president. White
war against insecurity may be taking longer than earlier expected, but President Buhari has ensured that we have the combat resources our foe had until victory is achieved. It can also not be denied that under the APC government, Nigeria is pushing forward the most comprehensive proposals for restructuring since independence. The sum of government policies, the Electoral Act and other statutes enacted, and the ongoing amendment of our Constitution are fundamentally changing the way we do things. For instance, the average Nigerian governor has more powers today over matters of security, public transportation, taxation, fiscal federalism, mineral and agro resources, electricity, etc., than at any other time in our history. These are the legacies of Mr. President. They will help the next president take longer. They will help the next president take longer and easier developmental strides, provide Nigerians much sure he is succeeded by one who is not. They will help the next president take longer and easier developmental strides, provided Nigerians make sure he is succeeded by one who is not out to discredit or to consolidate, rather to consolidate. I have proven time and time again that I am the only one such successor in the APC's lineup for 2023. I am running for president because I see a bright light shining at the end of the tunnel for our nation. I am not one of those who only see doom and gloom. It is my intention to take custody of that light, to pierce the dark spot in our past and present, with it to illuminate every gap in our nationhood and to fix them. I will ensure that this light is handed over in due course to successors who will be the trustworthy stewards of our great future, which a federal republic, which a federal government by me, led by me, will build for our nation. Says my suitability to be president on the scorecard of my performance. Of course, when I mean my real scorecard, the verifiable, tangible baskets of works that we undertook and are undertaking to improve the lives and the welfare of our people. I do not deny that false and evil reports against us have taken field, have often been filled the press, but all of us know why. He who pays the piper dictates the tune, and those who control the media controls their narratives. It is well known that we offended powerful vested interests on our way to power in Kogi State. Moreover, since we took office, we have committed the unpardonable political sin in Nigeria. That is, refusal to have godfathers and kowtow with them. Their anger has burned furiously against us, and sadly, they have often misled the media about us. As a result, we have had to work extra hard to receive fair comment, not to talk of accolades or credit for our many achievements. Before now, we have not cared much for biased reportage. Actually, we have gone ahead to record huge successes in spite of it. However, the 2023 presidential election is actually a battle for the survival of Nigeria, and I am passionate enough about my country, fight for the privilege of leading her. In this race, I am adamant that the truth and nothing but the truth shall count for any assessment of Yahaya Bello and as a governor and as a presidential aspirant. As part of our effort to set the record straight, we have developed an e-compendium, which is probably the first and the only one of its kind among Nigerian states. We have showcased what we have done in my new direction administration in Kogi State there. It is domiciled at www.kogipedia.net and covers the period of 2016 till date. Kogipedia is a rich resource for research into the claim of performance, which we shall make in the course of our presidential run. I have instituted a standing reward for anyone who can disprove any of the hundreds of projects we have done in Kogi State, which are showcased in that particular website. More information about how we have led the confluencing can also be found on our official Kogi State website, www.kogistate.gov.ng. In Kogipedia, you will see our strong efforts in education, health, infrastructure and utility, job creation and youth empowerment, civil service and pension reforms, agriculture, security, human capital development, as well as our effort in cooperation and integration. Chimamanda Adichie warned the world about, in quote, the danger of a single story. She insisted, and I agree with her, that, and I quote, stories matter. Many stories matter. Stories have been used to dispossess and to malign, but stories can also be used to empower and to humanize. Stories can break, but stories can also repair. End of quote. To us, it is imperative that sincere Nigerians who truly love this nation are given every resource they need to make informed voting decisions ahead of 2023 general election. The question of the next president of Nigeria is way too important to fall victim to lies like in the past presidential elections, and the truth will start with the fair and accurate assessment of all aspirants or candidates. In Wikipedia, you will find us telling our own story ourselves. It is likely to be an alternative narrative to what you have heard about us, but I assure you that it is the truth. Let me itemize the most important qualities which I consider imperative in our next commander-in-chief. I invite Nigerians to rate all aspirants or candidates by them if we want a country that will live up to our expectations from 2023. Youthfulness, natural forces and physical energy cannot be abated if performance is to be elevated. I am 46 and a half years by the special grace of God. Of course, I'll turn 47 on 18th June this year. I am fit, and I am physically and mentally fit. Courage, a clear capacity to be zealously affected in a good matter and to lead with courage and foresight in the pursuit of the overall best interest of the people and the nation. The aftermath of the COVID pandemic has vindicated me enough for the time I stood alone and insisted that Nigeria deserved better. Of course, I gave Kogi State a better treatment. Security. Proven ability to enforce security, unity and peace in a large territory with difficult terrain. Citizens must be safe in their homes and assets. We must be able to safely go everywhere and wherever we want in this country. What God has helped us to do in Kogi State, I am persuaded, by the special grace of God, we are going to repeat the same feat, if not more, in Nigeria. Diversity. Our next president must possess excellent record in successful managing diversity. We were able to take a polarized Kogi and forge it into a society that is both diverse and inclusive today. We genuinely demonstrated that every tribe, religion, gender, age, class, and physical ability among us is unique and possesses intrinsic value. We distributed projects and appointments fairly and made room at the table of government for everyone. Today we have a Kogi State where the youth are predominantly the one in office. The women have crossed the 35% affirmative action threshold. People with special needs have adequate representation in government. Kogi State is a microcosm of Nigeria and possesses the same diversity that often mismanaged have caused us so much troubles in Nigeria. However, I mobilize my people and together we are working through our differences. Is it any wonder that the brutal personality cults, tribal clashes, former herdsmen conflict, and religious upheaval we inherited have ceased? One of the most outstanding achievements as governor, and one of that I am very proud of indeed, is the dismantling of this age-long dichotomy. Another is the elevation of inclusivity as a cardinal point in the compass of government. Increasingly, the measure of an individual amongst us is their humanity and merit, that is, the sum of their own character and contribution, nothing else. I was personally surprised recently when I learned that we have achieved the 35% affirmative action threshold for women, and that 54 Nigerians from every state and the FCT have been appointed in our government, ranging from cabinet seat to clerical and administrative positions. Moreover, I am gratified that these new guys continue to add incredible value to Kogi State. When we talk of inclusivity within the Nigerian context, our next leader must also recognize that it is not by fully functional without cooperation and integration. Nigeria must be able to live and contribute everywhere in this nation with the guarantee that they will not be called stranger. To achieve this, we must make sure that place of origin gives way for place of domicile. In determining who is a son or daughter of the soil, our citizenship must no longer be diminished by indigenship. This is the next level in what it means to be a Nigerian, which I will actually champion as president. I promise that under Yahaya Bello administration, Nigerians of every extraction will know what it means to be free of the principle of exclusion that currently demean our very existence. All of us deserve to belong in one country without discrimination or marginalization, and to receive our full and valuable part in the national scheme of affairs. I am Ibira, and as a person who overcome the minority syndrome in quote, with more difficulty to be where I am today, I want every Nigerian, especially the youth, to live in a country where no tribe or religion or gender is ever considered a minority again, particularly by the things leaders do or fail to do in government. Just like I have done in Kogi State, I will ensure that we apply a lot more empathy in how Nigerian society is run. Fairness, equity, and justice will undergird government actions in the distribution of national resources and opportunities, including in the recruitment procedure of public entities, listening to all sides. As president, I will make sure that each and every Nigerian become mentally and physically empowered with the unshakable conviction and practical proof that they are not inferior to any other person for any reason. I believe that such conviction, fully internalized, frees people in their own minds and allows them to go to heights of achievement previously thought impossible. Leadership can lead one into some lonely places where you may have to stand alone, where you may have to stand on your own against other people. I have had to do that plenty of times in the course of my journey as governor so far. For example, during the COVID pandemic. If there is nothing at stake as a leader, if there is nothing at stake, a leader can afford to be flexible. But once the people and the welfare are involved, one must only do what is right without caring for acclaim or accusation. Hopefully time will vindicate you. Even if it does not, you will get to have and keep a clear conscience because you did your best. A Yahaya Bello administration, like its governorship, will be tough on crime. I believe that crime is crime, and all crimes are inexcusable. And I have demonstrated strong capacity to neutralize crimes and criminalities in Kogi State. Most Nigerians probably do not know this, but we went from being the state where violent crimes are most in 2015 to become one of the safest states in Nigeria from 2017 till date. Our crime rate has been one of the lowest in the country for years now. Terrorism, kidnapping, banditry, and other violent crimes will not be tolerated when, by the special grace of God, I become the President and Commander-in-Chief. I will never tolerate non-state actors who takes up arms against the nation, whatever their grievances might be. But I will be willing to listen to all sides and address all agitations fairly, especially those which are born out of genuine imbalances in the treatment of citizens by the system. I will put a stop to existential mistreatment of any people among us, provided that agitators are not willing, or agitators are willing to give peace a chance, and threats of harm to the Nigerian nation and people are not brought to the table as leverage. The health or disease of our economy is crucial to the health of our country. According to a BBC report of February 13, 2012, over 100 million Nigerians live in extreme poverty during the PDP era. In 2018, with APC in the saddle, that figure had dropped to about 87 million people. Yet, Nigeria overtook India as the poverty capital of the world. Just this month, Nigeria, through the valiant effort of President Muhammad Buhari administration, relinquished the ignoble title back to him, having brought the number down to about 70 million. This means that as of today, we have at least slightly above 70 million Nigerians living in extreme poverty, which is defined as living on less than 855 naira per day. It is therefore clear that our path to national prosperity lies in pulling tens of millions of Nigerians out of poverty. We must make citizens our greatest resources for economic growth and wealth creation. The Buhari administration has a target of lifting 100 million Nigerians out of poverty by year 2030. A Yahaya Bello administration or Yahaya Bello presidency will have an additional target of creating at least 20 million naira millionaires by the same year 2030, with the aim that each of them will employ or otherwise empower at least 5 other citizens. In this regard, We are going to learn a lot from the Southeast. We shall learn from our Igbo brothers. The apprenticeship model by which a boy from an indigent or affluent background is taken, turned into a multi-millionaire businessman in as little as 10 years is one we have to study or understudy and invest in. Harvard University already studied it, and the Nigerian government must do no less. I have personally observed that this model works on average 50% of the time, with at least 5 out of 10 boys who apprenticed with various Igbo friends of mine, millionaires today, in their own right. I also observe that it is not the line of business, but the underlying principle and practice that works so well. This is because this amazing phenomenon is repeated sector after sector. Whether they deal in vehicle spare parts, electricals, pharmaceuticals, clothing, or even foodstuff, etc. This means it is a system that can be replicated. We will explore this method as we move on. I have a vision of a Nigerian government and economy that is open, inclusive, and honest. Leaders like me and governments such as mine have a duty to manage the economy so that it operates with a human face and transparent processes. Kogi State, under my leadership, has consistently led the others in the World Bank's state fiscal transparency, accountability, and sustainability, that is, SIFTA's indices. It is a result I want to mainstream to the nation as a whole. This is why, as president, I will foster an economy in which every citizen can maximize their potential as wealth creators and change agents. We will work towards a democracy of the economy which places equal access to the factor of productivity within the grasp of any citizen who is ready to work hard and to work smart in pursuit of their own dream. Being Nigeria's youngest governor comes with its own challenges, particularly the burden of being constantly held up as a yardstick to measure the past and predict the future of youth participation in politics and governance. The expectations are right, and some are frankly unreasonable. But in the meantime, I am challenged to prove that leaders can be simultaneously youthful and useful in high office. While my approach to resolving this conundrum may not be loud or popular, it has certainly proved effective. The Yahaya Bello presidency will pursue a clear, defined strategy on broadening the footprint of new technology in our economy. We know how important this is to youth enterprise in today's world. In particular, we will set up a national blockchain task force to develop a trailblazing policy for the nation in cryptos, the metaverse, nets, and blockchain technology. This emergent field can certainly not be ignored and or outrightly banned or completely outlawed. We must help our youth to keep pace with other generations across the world in a lawful manner. Dear friends, I am not running for president apologetically, but on a solid record of verifiable achievements in my current assignment as governor of Kogi State. I have proven antecedents in the vast area of Nigerians crave for succor urgently. That is, security, unity, and progress. I will therefore say that I possess the academic qualification and hands-on experience to be the next Nigeria's president on merit. The slogan of our campaign is hope, bridging the gaps. All we want to do is to bring hope to our nation and people while bridging the gaps in our body politics. This is only possible with the support of my party, the All Progressives Congress, and the Nigerian people. This is why MKO Abiola of blessed memory said, and I quote, "People of Nigeria, our time is now. You are the repository of power in the land. Enough of square pegs in round holes. Enough